Let's Makes, and today we're going to add some embroidery to our card making. This is a little embellishment. I just wanted to show you. I had started, I created a template with a hello. You can make it smaller if you want, and then just added some embroidery thread all the way through, and then you can add this to any card as an extra piece. So I'm just going to show you how to make this today. And before we get going, you just need one sheet of cardstock, and you can use embroidery thread or floss, or I've used twisted paper for mine. So it's up to you what you want to use. And one last thing before we get going, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Well, here we are in Design Space, and there is one file that you want to upload, and this is the hello file. It's called hello01. So once you upload it, select it, and let's insert the image. And it's telling us it's large, but it's not that bad. It's, you know, pretty wide. We probably don't need it quite this wide. You'll notice that it is a series of dots. So we're going to be able to change the shape of this to the size that you want for your cards. Also, all of these cuts are perfect. We just have to remember that before we do anything, that we need to attach it before we make it. So let's make some changes here. I'm going to unclick the lock, and I'm going to change the size of it. So I probably want more or less a smaller one. And it's just enough. This one is about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches tall. I can also go up here. Let's make the height 2 inches. This is much easier to remember numbers this way, and it says 4.25 inches would be a lot better for us to remember the size. And once we have it the right size, all we need to do now is click on this little lock here. And when we lock this, you'll see that this locks as well. So that looks pretty good for the size that we want. We're going to come down here at the bottom of the layers panel, and we're going to click on attach. It'll take a second or two to attach. So once it's attached, we're ready to go. Now you realize when we take this out to the mats, because it's black, it's going to come on a black mat. So the first thing I want to do here is come up here, and I'm going to change it to yellow just so that we can see it when we hit the mats. We're now going to save it, and I'm just going to call it embroidery. Hello. It'll take a second. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the shapes, and we'll pick on a square, and we're going to take this square and we're going to unlock it. And I don't like black, so let's go yellow, and we're just going to position it unlocked right over top. And if I arrange this and send it to the back, we'll see if that square fits. Now I want it a little bit bigger than the hello, and the reason being is that we're going to attach these together. However, when we take it out, we're going to be taking our scissors and tracing it back and forth and around so that we can take it from there. So let's highlight everything and let's attach it. So once it's attached, we're going to go ahead. You can save it again, and then we're going to make it. Now when we come over to the mat, you'll see that the square is behind, and then we're going to get all of these little circles are going to cut out, which is just absolutely perfect. So let's click continue. It's going to pick up our machine, and then we're going to select the material we want. In our case, you can use a medium cardstock. You'd want something heavier than a light paper, such as a light cardstock or a laser copy paper, and the reason being is because we are going to embroider it. So let's go with our medium cardstock. All you're going to do is now cut it, and then we will put it together. So here we are. We've taken out our pieces. This is the one that I had originally done, and this is using a twisted paper thread. It was a little difficult to work with. This is another one I had done, which is a little smaller holes together, and they are quite tight together. But the whole point behind it is you're going to use some embroidery floss or something pretty soft as you want to weave it through. I'm just going to cut off a small length. And just so you can see what you can do with these. Now, I'm picking orange so that you'll be able to see it. Now I've got a wide eye needle, and I bought a set of these. They're called Zurich, and I actually got these at Walmart. They're by Prim. And I think I only paid a couple of dollars for them. This twisted paper twine that I used for the first one, that came from a dollar store as well. I think it was $1.25 for all of this. And of course all my floss and threads here, they all came from the dollar store as well. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on this, but it's a really cool effect. So all you need to do is just, I'm going to bring this all the way up. I'm not going to tie it off right now. Just bring it up quite a bit. And it's just a matter of doing some embroidery stitch. Now you can decide if you want to come up to the top one again. The holes are wide enough to fit your needle. And then you can come down to the second one. And this is just to start. So you can get some really cool effects as you go through. Come through to the second one. So now I have pushed the thread all the way through. As you can see, it's a nice little, this is a simple stitch. You can do a more complicated one as in here. This is a great embellishment, and it adds more than just cut paper and paint. You can add threads, you can make everything look so gorgeous. So I really hope you enjoyed making this. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun making this craft. This was so much fun using the embroidery thread. The biggest time is actually doing the sewing so that you have a beautiful little card. This is one where the holes are closer together, and I did a simple stitch all the way through to make it really stand out, but you can really do other things with it. You can change the type of stitch. All the holes are there for you so that you can really make this stand out. And it can go on gifts, on cards, whatever you want. These are so cute. It just adds another dimension to your card making. And one last thing before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and happy crafting.